Hello there, welcome back to Ireland. Last time, well, Great Britain showed weakness and we took advantage of that, and currently mainland Great Britain is basically entirely sieged. We'll probably get started on the colonies this episode, and hopefully we can get what we came for here, and that is basically the some of Great British provinces, Scotland and Northumbria, and hopefully I can use them to more or less destroy Great Britain in the future. But for the time being, I'll probably just take these 2, 3, 4 provinces, depending on what I can get. So if I were to take a quick check here, white peace. No, what? Why the hell can't I demand Luthien? Question, what the hell is going on? It's because I took a Conquest War in Lancashire that I can't actually demand Luthien. What the hell is going on here? I can only demand the things that I actually have claims on, and that is weird in its own right. Huh. Well, in that case, this is basically all that I'm getting, so no real reason to drag this out any further. But it's kinda weird. I won't lie. Support rebels, as you can see, English patriots, no Scottish nationalists. Potentially a good choice here, but if I can't actually take Ayrshire and Luthien, I have no idea why I can't actually take them. Might be something that I just got back into the game, but I should be able to demand these provinces as well. And apparently I can't, probably because I have no idea if claim laws have changed or if it's something that's wrong with my game. Heck, I don't even know. But yeah, I'll probably just go ahead and end the war here. No real reason to drag this out if that's all I can get. And if this turns out to be a bug, I'm going to be truly pissed off. And I'm talking really pissed. So that's kind of annoying. But yeah, I'll go ahead and have them renounce their claims and also give up their deals with the Austrians. So hopefully here, this doesn't screw me over any more than I think it will. As you can see, France will be a little bit pissed, Austria, Portugal, Cornwall even, but I can live with that. It doesn't really matter if they're pissed at me. And apparently, British noble rebels rose up everywhere. When I actually made peace, which is also kind of weird. So I'm kind of wondering if my game is, if there's something wrong with it, but it's Iron Man mode, so I don't think so. Still is Iron Man. I'll have to do a couple of checks here, and then we'll see. Then we'll see what's actually going on. Apparently, I'm not actually wrong here. It is an Iron Man game still. So I kind of was worried there for a second that it wasn't anymore, but hopefully it's just my mistakes. But also you can see some of the information on my lands. I do have 67 provinces. Most of them colonies, admittedly, but it works out fine. But I'll get back in the game and we'll set up Northumbria, and hopefully we can get some rebels to either break free Scotland, break one Scottish province free, and then we can vassalize it. I have no idea. We'll have to see what actually ends up with. Kind of a funny little problem here. Due to the fact that I actually went out into the game, it turns out that everyone decided to join a coalition then. And as you can see, the coalition against me is Norway, Cornwall, Great Britain, and France. So that's kind of interesting, especially the France part. But I do have Spain to somewhat level it out, although France is far superior. I will at least be able to cause some troubles in Great Britain. And as you can see, I also finished up Northumberland. They took the 2 provinces, so that's fine. I'll probably be using Norfolk now to fabricate claims, Glamorgan. So I'll probably fabricate claims on these 4, 5, 6, 7 provinces before the next war, basically so I can get maximum or the most out of it. I'm kind of pissed I could only get 3 provinces. I would have gotten 4 if it wasn't for that. So it's kind of weird. I'll have to save up money now though, so I can repay that loan. And other than that, not really that much to report. I did take that last idea in the expansion idea set. Global trade power plus 20%, and I also get a boost or a permanent casus belli against the less advanced nations in Asia. So potentially I could sail around, get myself a province in India, take the East India trading company decision, which should actually help out quite a bit. And as you could see there, the British does have some issues with a bunch of noble rebels here, so it could be fun to see how how that actually turns out. But for the time being, not really that much to do other than colonizing and probably annexing the Aztecs, I would imagine. So we'll see how things turn out. As you can see, the situation for the British don't actually look that good. The noble rebels are more or less sieging everything they can, and as such I'm pretty sure the war exhaustion is going pretty damn high. And to add insult to injury, I have no idea how that should actually work out, but for the time being I can't actually do anything against them. And that has a very simple, wow, what the hell happened there? And that has a very simple explanation that if we take a quick look on the collision map mode, I do have the French, Norway, and Great Britain against me in the collision, and also Cornwall, which kind of isn't that scary. It's basically just the French. If the French leaves, then I'm basically set, but it will take a while before that aggressive expansion actually disappears. So, although I will not be getting much of it, it'll most likely just slow me down a decade or two every time I fight a big war against the British. But next war, I'll probably just take a very simple, or hand these two back to Lancashire, try and take the Scottish province and actually take it this time and not just, well, watch it more or less. And with that, I'll probably not have a collision against me before probably the next time I go after the other British lands here. So on that note, we are looking pretty great. And I'm pretty sure I should also use my money now to start building some unique buildings. Probably save up for the embassy. I probably should have done that a long time ago. And after that, I'll probably be building some docks, and then the building after that again, because I definitely need to get some more force limits to on my ships here. Because let's see here, the Navy. It's the third one. I seriously need to build a ton of shipyards to boost my force limits, my ship force limits, because I'm very far over them, I believe. As you can see, 55 of 34. So I definitely need to upgrade my potential for holding naval ships, especially with the number of overseas provinces that I have. And I've also started integration of the Aztecs, which should also work out to my advantage. But with that in mind, we'll simply have to see how the rebel situation in Great Britain actually ends up. It seems that they do have some issue when it comes to funding their own troops. So it will definitely be interesting to see how this actually turns out. Now with the diplomatic ideas filled out, it's time to upgrade my diplomatic tech, and I should have done this probably quite a while ago. But that doesn't really matter now. I'll probably have to do an upgrade of my navy as well. So money is definitely going to be a big problem now in the years to come, but it should be fine even with the 4 colonies. I'll probably just keep that policy up. Probably go down to 3 if I really need the money, but as of now it shouldn't be a problem. But as you can see, I trade depot and a trade depot and a dry dock. So I can now build the dry docks, and I still need a couple more levels before I can actually build a shipyard. So yeah, my bad there. So as I said, I'll probably do the unique building, probably the embassy, and I believe it's a university or no, Fine Arts Academy. I'll build them, and then we'll start building some shipyards to up my naval force limits. But once again, we'll simply have to sit by and see how this war goes, because apparently the British are losing against the noble rebels here. Pretty interesting to see here. As you can see, there's a regency for the French king, but there's another thing that's kind of scary here, and that is these are personal union with Great Britain since the 13th of May, 1592. I have no idea if the noble rebels were actually popped up due to that, but I kind of did not think so, because it's the 13th of May, and that's just a couple of months ago. But even so, the real issue here is I have no idea if that union will actually break upon the in 6 years' time. I'll simply have to wait and see. But for that time being, let's see. Opinion. The French, where are they? Let's see. Well, it seems like the union will break, if I'm not totally mistaken. Portugal, Austria, Brunswick, Aragon. Yeah, it seems I'm safe. Hopefully, at least. Yeah, they should hate each other with a vengeance, more or less. So that's fine. Yeah, there we go. The British opinion of France. That's kind of scary, though. Potentially, they could turn this around to their advantage, but hopefully, the Protestant heretics of Great Britain will be able to stand against the French Catholics here. Otherwise, I'll end up having to fight France every time I want to go after Great Britain, and that is not a good spot to find yourself in, I dare say. So I'll probably not be able to call in Spain, simply due to the fact that if I were to call them in, they'd be maliciously murdered as by the French. So I might actually have to look for another ally. And to be completely honest, I probably have to go for the Swedes in that case. So I'll have to consider, and we'll see what I come up with. Another defensive idea has been taken, the military drill. It boosts the morale of my armies by 25%, and that is quite a bit now, really. With that, I believe my land morale can go up to about 6.2 around there, which is not bad. The military drill boosts by a whole point actually, so that's not bad at all. We can also go for the level 15 admin tech, textile manufactory. So I can basically now build some new manufactories, so it's not a big deal, but it helps. And as you can see, we'll probably go for the next level of. Let's see, we'll take that. We'll invest in the naval force, I guess, and hopefully get some cheap naval tech for that. But we'll go for military tech next, I think. And also, once this colony here is done, I'll definitely be building a colony, I think, here to try and stop the Portuguese. And I'll probably set up a colony more than I should, just to be safe. So with that, I think I need to move some troops down here. But hopefully I can keep them at bay more or less. This is kind of interesting. Great Britain has left the military coalition against us. They're still in union with France though, so it doesn't really make that much sense, but at least they're, well, to some extent easier to deal with, hopefully. I'll have to see if target of coalition of, yeah, I actually started coalition a long time ago, forgot about it. But the French are still in the coalition, and hopefully the Britain won't actually, well, I thought a little bit too fast here. As you can see, the French opinion of Great Britain, the British opinion of France, well, that's good. Unfortunately, they were modifying, yeah, improved relations, so the French were probably able to keep a whole of Great Britain, which is quite bad. I might actually have to try and get deal with Burgundy and Brittany here in order to actually outright invade France, and that is going to be a very interesting thing to do as Ireland. So hopefully it won't come to that, and hopefully I'll be able to secure the province here. I have a colony on it, or a colonist on its way. So if I just get these two, then I'm basically set to be able to make a land bridge down to the Incas. And as you can see there, I lost the stability point for no good reason, but it boosts my morale for a little while, so that's fine. It was also a free stability point from an early event, the one where you choose between stability or money. So it's not a problem, and it's easily dealt with. But for the time being, not really that much else to say. So I'll just go ahead, continue my colonization efforts, and we'll see how it all turns out. Burgundy actually offers me an alliance, and as things are standing, I'm really tempted to actually just take it to, first of all, have an ally against the French. Burgundy isn't actually that strong, but even so, they can definitely be helpful here. They actually are that strong. I first thought they had just 25,000 men, or 5,000 men, which is kind of weird, but they do have 25, so that makes things a little bit more interesting. I'm a little bit unsure if they actually have, yeah, I was a little bit unsure that if they actually had Lorraine as a vassal, but they do not. They do have some course though that can be snatched back or tried to take back, and I'm a little bit unsure if they're actually a coalition going up against these guys. Doesn't actually look that way, so we'll have to wait to see at the end of that Regency Council if I'll have to fight France or not. That's basically what will decide it, and to be honest, if I have to fight them, it'll definitely be an interesting war, but we'll have to wait and see. I have no idea how many troops French actually has. If we do a quick little check on that, we find out that they have 90,000, but they're out of manpower, which is kind of interesting as well. So, yeah, I guess we'll have to consider it. 30,000 from the Spanish, 30,000 from Burgundy, and to be honest, the French allies aren't actually that well, how should I say, impressive. Tuscany, Milan, and Friesland. So, they're not that great. And potentially, if I am to actually get, let's say, Bohemia or Portugal into this, Hungary even into this battle with me, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to beat them. And they do have military level 16 though, so I have to basically get 16 before I can actually get into war with them. So it will be some time before we actually do that. But as I said, I'll just wait for the Regency Council to end, and we'll see if we actually have to fight them in the future or not. As you can see, the Aztecs have been integrated, and that leaves me with well, some interesting things nonetheless. I'll be despawning, I believe, the Aztec well, troops and fleets, because I don't really have any use for them. And I'll be getting rid of... no, I'll keep that one. But I do have some, well, conversions to do now. And as you can see, Ireland is looking kind of nice on the map here. And I've also set up some extra colonies just to be able to block off the Portuguese here, just to be sure that I will be getting that land bridge down to the Incas. But for now, I'll simply have to focus on converting this area. And other than that, I'll probably also get myself a conquistador, so I can explore the rest of the coast up here, and thus gain control over it more or less. But the Regency Council, I believe, is, as you can see, over. And I did not have luck here. They are still in the union with France, and they do have a pretty good king too. So no real possibilities for me here to screw them over. They're also allied with Naples since last time, which is kind of bad. But yeah, I'll basically have to. I don't really have that many choices now. I have to most likely fight France, and in that war, as you can see here, most of the course to everyone else is gone. So that puts me in a very bad position. And here's the funny fact: they just disappeared 3 years ago. So the French actually timed this pretty damn good, and I don't actually want to take any of the lands more or less. But what I can do is, of course, try and occupy them for eternity more or less, and hope that rebels actually spawn and cause some damage. But I kind of doubt it. So that little disappearing course things is an annoyance, and it at this stage just puts me in a rather tight spot. But we'll continue next time. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and I'll see you around next time. Bye.